Alright, here we are. I am wearing some of the gear that I got out of farming Mystic Altar. You can see I've got the Holy Spring War Coat, which is the cloth top for the healer set. I've also got the shoulders for the healer set. Those are the only two pieces that I'm wearing. I also have a set of gloves and legs, and I think also a crown in my house that are OD, but the stats that are on them are pretty dirty, so statting them up is going to be a little bit of a challenge. I'm either going to have to farm until I get a cleaner one, or use attribute purification stones to clean them off, and then have room to stat them nicely. But as you can see, these two pieces, I have the Spirit 4, which is what I used. I used a Spirit 4 Fusion Stone. I used 3 that had that stat on it. The Savant came on it. I think the Attack 8 must have also already been on there. And then the Command 9, Command 10, and Stamina 10. All of those were stats that I got as drops. So on this one, I didn't even add any yellow stats. I just used green stats, because green stats that you get as drops are just about as good as the yellow stats you can get as drop. For example, this one, I have, you see the Savant 5 came on it. Mana points and magic defense, that's a terrible stat. I would never put that on something. But that came on it. And I think the Solidity 7 probably was on it as well. The Physiques, I think, were on the Fusion Stones that I used. So the Barbarian 5 is what I'm looking at. You can see the Barbarian 5 on an OD piece of gear gives 24 strength and 60 physical attack, whereas the Command 10 gives 60 physical attack as well. So the Barbarian 5, all it gives me that's better is 18 more physical attack and less than 5 hit points. So it's better. It's nice. I would rather have Barbarian 5, but if I can't get it, the Command 10 is just about as good. One of the other advantages of using the yellow stats is they are ranked at a lower tier. So let's see, I'm going to check my other stats here real quick. A yellow tier 5 is ranked just below green tier 9. So if I had a dirty green tier 9 stat on this when I started, then using just yellow tier 5s would push that off. So that's a nice little bonus if I was trying to do that. I didn't do that here. So the Barbarian and the Command, those are both good. Here's another piece that I got out of Mystic Altar, this belt. As you can see, I put the Attack 9, Command 10, and Stamina 10. The Stamina 10, it gives me 42 Stamina, which is equivalent to 63 physical defense and 210 hit points. And that is in comparison to, if you look, this isn't like an endgame statted piece. Endgame as far as Chapter 1 goes. Like, this is for level 50 instances. It's got the Authority 5, that third stat from the top. That gives me 96 physical defense and 120 hit points. So fewer hit points, but a lot more, about 50% more physical defense. So I would rather have this stat. But Stamina 10 is almost as good. It gives me more hit points. I generally would rather have physical defense than hit points because I can heal, and I'd rather reduce the damage that I'm taking than increase the amount of damage I can take before I'm dead, because if I'm taking less damage, that's less that I have to heal. And as long as I have enough hit points that I'm not getting one-shot or killed before I can heal it, then I have enough hit points. Defense is generally better. These are the Mage legs that also drop in Forsaken Abbey. Or not Forsaken Abbey, in Mystic Altar, which these are really good, but I would like to get the healer set if I can. I've only got Attack 9, Stamina 9, and I even put a Keen 4 stat on there, which I believe I got out of Necropolis of Mirrors. This you've already seen. I put a Seclusion, Soul, and Keen. Not the best stats, but I think they were just better than what I already had. Maybe I was feeling like I needed more defense, and that's why I did that. Because I only have 1. Yeah, I only have a little bit of physical attack on there. But this cloak also drops off of the Minotaur boss in Mystic Altar, so I statted it up. This is probably my best statted gear. I think it came with... It probably came with either the Command 10 or the Attack 10. It probably came with one of those, and then I put the Soul... Maybe it came with the Authority? I don't know. Whatever it was, that is very nicely statted. I even put a Physique 11. I don't know where I got that. I might have bought that one off the auction house. I'm not sure. Or maybe I did get it as a drop, and I got really lucky. You've seen that before. Yeah, I've got the same axe and shield. This is the only piece of my jewelry that is statted. The rest are just +6 with 2 rune slots, and they're all OD. But this is the only one that's statted. And it's got some yellow 6 stats on them. Those drop in level 50 instances, but they also can be found on level 50 crafted gear, and I think even some level 45 crafted gear. I'm not sure. I'd have to check. My guild bank, I have a whole bunch of crafted gear that has those sorts of stats on it, so that I can use those. So here's what I'm going to do. Since the green tier 10s are what I've been mostly using, because they're easier to get, it's not too hard to figure out how to get those. You run enough, you eventually get some as drops, and it's also a pretty trivial task to buy them off the auction house. But the yellows that are slightly better, like the Barbarian 5, here's one of the ways that I would get those. So come in here into the Reaver's Corridor, actually. From the Reaver's Corridor. I'm going to transport me to another place, and I'm going to go rear base camp of Reaver's Corridor. So there's a couple bosses. There's a number of bosses, but we're only going to look at 2 of them. The first one actually drops, I think, a ring or something like that with a Fang 4 stat, so it's not that great, but if you really are trying to get it. You can also, let's see, no, it doesn't drop there. It also drops off of, maybe a piece of, like, a bow or a dagger, I think, maybe out of Mystic Altar, I don't remember. But this is a way you can get them a little bit more reliably. And you can farm this, I think, every hour or something like that. You can come in. So I would usually come here and do this before I went on a run to Mystic Altar. So what I'm looking for is this ominous piece of bone. This is what I got off of that steed. That, what was it called? Steed of Dread, I think it was called. So you're going to need that to get into the area where this first boss is. Take me back to the entrance corridor. And then from here, you're going to want to go to the guards corridor entrance hall. And that's where you'll see this portal is over here. Now you need this ominous piece of bone in order to get in here. Otherwise you get up there and it'll just say, like, you lack the correct item to get in here. Otherwise it'll say, are you sure that all your party members are with you and you're ready for battle? Yes, all of my party members, including myself. Also, tell you what, let's get Drac Attack out. He wants to play. Alright. You want to avoid these things. Those will appear periodically throughout the fight. think that was something with the skeletons that drained half my hit points. I don't remember. I think you have to kill them or something, or they run after you. I don't remember. Okay, they come. Let's just avoid them. Okay, well, that helped. I killed them before they nuked me, I guess. Oh, see, I got the ring. And yep, a Fang 4, and it also has that dirty Strength 5 stat. It might always come with that Strength stat, I don't know. But Fang is not quite as good as Barbarian for me, but if I can get a Fang 5, then it's going to have that 50 physical attack up to 60 when it's on an OD item. And it'll be as good as a Command 10. Except a little bit better because I get that Dex. I don't really use Dex, it doesn't give me physical attack, but it does give me some dodge and accuracy, which is nice to have. So, that's that boss. And the other one, you're going to stay here in the guards corridor. But you're just going to go straight in here. Yeah, it's a nice ring. Especially good if you are a rogue or scout and you actually use Dex. So this Holy Charm Priest is what you gotta kill. You gotta come here and kill it. Just like how we killed that Speed of Dread for the Bone Shard or whatever it was called, the piece of bone, ominous piece of bone. Here you're going to get the release room. All these things... Ooh! I got a card. That's pretty cool. I came in here earlier and I got a card as well. So, 2 cards today. That's very nice. That'll probably sell for something. You get the release rune, and then we're going to go to the third corridor, the Royals... or Royal Refuge, I think it's called. Yeah, Royals Refuge Entrance Hall. And you're going to have the same thing as it was in the guards corridor. Right here to the right, there is this portal. And this is going to take you to where it's like a rune guardian looking guy. What's this? Oh. I also got a cloth hat recipe. Okay, so rune guardian leader. I remember fighting this guy a lot, and sometimes dying, so I'm going to have to be careful. I don't remember what it is he does that is bad, but I don't even have Soul Source. Maybe I should Soul Bond myself. I don't know if that Magic Focus is what it was. Yeah, see, he charged something up and then he's dealing AoE damage. So I think that might have drained my mana. But it's okay, I got him. And of course he drops this glove, which comes with the Barbarian 5 and a Command 6 stat. I'm pretty sure that Command stat always comes on it. I think it can also come in a Command 7 variety. Let's see. It's not on this. There might have been a piece that I used it on. I don't know. None of the rest of these have the barbarian stat. I only have one. I might have got that barbarian 5 with an attribute removal stone. Random attribute removal stone. I don't remember. I don't even know how I statted that earring. It was a long time ago. But I need to stat the rest of them like that, because that'll be amazing. So yeah, there's those 2 stats. Like I said, because it's, I'm pretty sure it always comes dirty, at least every time I've gotten it. It comes dirty like that. With the extra stat, so you have to use a attribute removal stone or something to get rid of that, because you can't push it off, because the green tier 6 is a lower ranking than the barbarian 5 is the yellow tier 5. I'm gonna go to my house real quick so I can sort of show the other, because I thought for sure I had another glove that had a different stat other than command. For sure it's this one that's holding him. Yeah, I put all my gloves here. They all have the same stats. See, yeah, this one has a command 7 for some reason. So I guess it's possible for it to be a different stat or a higher stat. And if you get lucky enough and you get a command 9, I don't even know if that's possible, but if you can, then, well, that's great, because you can push the 9 off. But otherwise, you have to find some clever way to get rid of that. So that's, once I figured out that it was not going to come clean, I stopped farming them, because I don't even know if I'm going to be able to use these. But that's one way to get the stat if you have no other way of getting it. Alright, next time we are going to run Pasper's Shrine, which is a level 45 to 50 instance. That is the highest level instance that I'm currently capable of soloing. So yeah, see you then.